Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Drew, otherwise known as Epiphanetic, and today I'm gonna be unboxing Shin Megami Tensei 5 Fallen Man Premium Edition. Just came out for the Nintendo Switch. But before I do that, I'm gonna tell you my impressions and kind of early feelings about the game. I'm 25 hours into it, and so far I think it's fantastic. I've only played a small handful of other Shin Megami Tensei games. I've played 4, I've played 3, the HD remaster that came out this year. I've played 4 Apocalypse, and I played Devil Survivor. And this is a huge step up from all of those. We're no longer on the 3DS. We have HD graphics and models and everything. It's built from the ground up in Unreal Engine for Nintendo Switch, and it looks great. I think that it really looks great for a Switch game, and it really looks great for a Shin Megami Tensei game. It's probably the best looking Shin Megami Tensei game. Now, I will admit the game is very large and ambitious and technically impressive, and there's so much packed into it that, you know, you kind of wonder sometimes the Switch can handle it, but you wonder how a Xbox Series X could handle it, or PS5, say, or a very high-end PC, because the graphics look great as it is, but sometimes they have this kind of sandy, foggy filter on the environments, and everything still looks great, but you know, you just wonder what things could look like on a more powerful system. Now, if you've never played Shin Megami Tensei before, you know, an elevator pitch for it is like Pokemon, but definitely more mature, more edgy. Instead of just catching cute little creatures, you negotiate with demons, and you don't just beat them up and catch them in a ball. You have to go through a dialogue with them, and usually some options will come up. They'll ask you a question, and there'll be multiple choice answer of what you could say to them, and if you give them the answer that they like, the negotiations can move further. If you answer in a way they don't like, they could just attack you or leave the battle, end it right there. If the negotiations go further, they can ask you for things like money, your HP or MP, items that you might have on you. They'll ask you for these requests, and if you give in to them, then the demon can join your team. But, you know, it's a wacky and random system, and sometimes you can give them everything they ask for, and the battle still ends and they still leave. But I think that's the fun in it, is that there is a randomized element to it. Another way that it's similar to Pokemon is that your demons learn elemental-based attacks, and typically the other demons that you fight will have a weakness to, say, different types are fire, ice, lightning, force, light, and dark. And then there are also base physical attacks. But it differs from Pokemon in different ways. There isn't evolution in Shin Megami Tensei 5. There has been in past Shin Megami Tensei games, but in 5 they've taken out the evolution completely, And instead we have fusion, which is a staple of the Shin Megami Tensei series. You take two of your demons and fuse them together to become a new, stronger demon, and they can carry on the skills and some of the attributes. And you want to negotiate and recruit new demons often. You want to be fusing often because the game can be challenging and tough. The enemies and bosses can use weaknesses against you. There's also an element to the battle system called press turn, where if you hit an enemy's weakness, you're going to get an extra turn to use against them. But they can do the same thing to you. And say your team, can be hit with one element that's everybody's weakness, then the boss will keep stacking turns on you, and before you know it, it's game over. Now, one thing I love about Shin Megami Tensei 5 is that there are, amazing modern elements to it, such as Breath of the Wild-esque exploration, where you start in one place, the game tells you to go to another place, and on the way there, there's just so much stuff that can distract you. There's so much side quests and little things to find. There are little items called relics that you sell, little red demons called Memon that remind me a lot of the Koroks, because they're just cute little adorable guys that help you out on your journey and can help you improve things. The Koroks only help you improve your inventory, but the Memons will help you improve so much to your main character, and even the demons too. And so there's some fantastic modern elements to it, but there are also a lot of retro conventions that are thrown in there. Like, when you die, it is game over, and you go right back to the title screen, and you have to load your last save. So, you definitely want to be saving often in this game. There are also save points. Now, there's a lot of them. They're pretty easy to get to. You even have an item that can instantly take you to your last save point. This is different from Shin Megami Tensei 4, where you could save anywhere, but it's also kind of more of a retro touch. Older games used to have save points, the older Final Fantasies and everything. Another amazing retro element that I haven't really heard anybody talking about is you can use the D-pad to control the entire game. The main character can move around with the D-pad, and you can navigate all the menus and all the battles with the D-pad. The analog stick feels more natural for the movement of your character, of course, and everything, but I just think that's really cool, bringing the acknowledgement to the D-pad. And it's another way that this game holds on to its retro conventions. And you gotta love series like Shin Megami Tensei and Dragon Quest, where, they hold on to these traditions and they're still able to weave them into games that feel modern and fantastic. And, you just love Shin Megami Tensei because there are people that say you can just mash A in a JRPG and win. But this is definitely not the case here. You have to go in with a strategy, change up your moves and demons that you bring in with you to certain battles and certain situations. Otherwise, you're gonna be toast. And that's how it is. So, I think it is an amazing game, but I also believe that in the future, Atlas will probably release an enhanced edition similar to games like Persona 5 Royal, Persona 4 Golden, Catherine Full Body. There are just things here and there. You'll get to a certain area in the game where the NPC characters there do not have very detailed faces at all. It's almost like they are faceless. And I will admit, in that area, it's a detailed area itself. There are a lot of these NPCs around, so it might have been taxing on the Switch to give them all a face. But there is even a cutscene that happens where two of the main characters, they have detailed faces going on, and then there's an NPC that has the faceless kind of thing going on. And I could just imagine that this could be one of the things improved if they put out an enhanced or a definitive edition in the next couple of years, 2 or 3. I could see it being put out, you know, on like I said, a Series X, PS5, a higher end PC, Steam, and maybe if there's a Switch Pro or something like that in the future. You know, hopefully we can see this game with a graphical uptick. I know there are people online modding it already with things like 60 FPS. But for a Switch game, this game looks incredible. It keeps the 30 FPS very consistently and looks amazing. But, you know, Atlas just has this habit now of things like the enhanced editions and the day one DLC, which, you know, you'll probably end up seeing baked into the enhanced edition. And you know, I can't exactly say that I'm happy with that, but as it stands now, I'm very happy with Shin Megami Tensei 5. I think it is a fantastic game as it is. I purchased, you know, the digital deluxe, so I have all the DLC myself. I haven't delved into all of it. I've fought some of the fiends. I'm hoping to do a goddess in training soon. You know, the game on its own feels like a complete game without those things from what I've experienced thus far, but it's something, you know, you always feel a little disappointed, and it's like, why didn't you just put that into the game and just make the game that much better as it is? But let's move on from that and break the seal, crack open this here beautiful bad boy. Gonna try to carefully get this plastic shrink wrap off of here. Okay. So this is a awesome box here. You got amazing Nahabino. That's your main character. Artwork for them on the side. Amazing artwork on the front. This is a big box. This is one of the biggest special edition boxes I've seen. Okay. That's very cool. Sand pouring away. Nothing really on the back. Alright. Let's flip this up, open it right here. Ooh. Okay. I love that. All these demons right here. Those look amazing. Okay. So first off, coming out here is the sling bag. I'm just gonna rip this bad boy open. Now, slightly too small to be a stick bag, a drumstick bag. But you know what? Maybe you could maybe fit your Nintendo Switch in there. A few other things. And I love the little Jack Frost kind of monogram right there. He fucking hell. Let's go. It's not a very big sling bag, but it seems like it'd be pretty comfy. It's padded right here, so the strap is not padded, but it's not too big anyway. I think this would be comfortable to carry around. Probably wouldn't weigh you down too much. I might actually use this in my personal life. We'll see if I can find any practicality out of that. Now we're gonna check out this 2-disc soundtrack, aren't we? Okay. So this comes in like a DVD case. And we get songs from Shin Megami Tensei, Shin Megami Tensei 2, If, Nocturne, Strange Journey, Shin Megami Tensei 4 and 4 Apocalypse, and then, yep, another song from Shin Megami Tensei 4 and 4 Apocalypse. And then we have 25 different songs from the Shin Megami Tensei 5 soundtrack. And I'd be very surprised over the whole soundtrack, because it seems like there's a lot of songs on there. It's a great soundtrack. There's a lot of great music that I've heard so far. And here is the Demon Compendium. I don't think that's what it's actually called, but let's open this up. Ooh. It's very similar to a to the Demon Compendium. You get artwork for each of these demons, which looks awesome, and then little descriptions for them. Some of these might be kind of spoilery. Where's like a beginning of the game type of demon? I'm spoiling this for myself. Ooh, jeez. Okay, I just fused this guy. I never know how to pronounce this. Quetzalcoatl? Sorry, I know I'm butchering now. But it says, an Aztec creator deity known as the feathered serpent. He is identified as the sun and also known as the god of the wind and giver of birth. He is said to have created humans by sprinkling blood on the bones of people from a previously created world and acts as a guardian of their fertility and culture. According to legend, the planet Venus is actually Quetzalcoatl's heart. That's crazy. So it gives you some beautiful artwork and some lore for probably all the demons in the game. Seems like it. Quite a few in there at least. It's not all. And then we have our Steelbook. Woo! That's nice. Sheesh. Yeesh. Gorgeous. And then do we have a cartridge in here? Cool. Yep. Very nice. And then you get the main character, not as Nahabino, and then Nahabino. Yeah. It's great art. It's a great game. You know, despite my qualms and feelings about certain things, I'm having a blast playing it. If you're thinking about getting it, get it. If you are into JRPGs at all, it is a fantastic JRPG. It's the latest in a series that has been around since the late 80s, early 90s, and has always been making fantastic games. You know, Shin Megami Tensei has a real high pedigree to it. If you're a person who thinks that JRPGs are too easy and they're dumb and, you know, you've only ever played Pokemon, then I urge you, give out Shin Megami Tensei a try. I hope it wins JRPG of the Year. I just saw that it got announced as a nomination for JRPG of the Year 2021. I think it speaks volumes that the game has only been out for 4 days, and a lot of people already feel this way. It's an amazing game. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts about Shin Megami Tensei 5. And have a great rest of your day.